Magic the Gathering's reserve list needs to expand. Hi everyone and welcome back. MTG Moxman here. If you're new to my channel and you're finding me in the nacho cheese universe of YouTube, thanks a lot for checking out this content today. I really hope you all enjoy it. Give this video a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, join in the fun. It's free to do and helps me get closer to 10,000 subscribers and the epicness that will follow at that party when we get there. You know, this video today is about the expansion of the reserve list. Right now, the reserve list as it currently stands has 572 cards on that reserve list. But new players coming in see those cards worth thousands of dollars. Not all of them, but enough of them to freak them out. Hundreds of dollars for other cards, and they go, wow. Those cards should be reprinted. Those cards should be around for everyone to use. I understand that. I get where people are coming from. But Wizards has to build in a sense of security for those who have invested time and money into their game, or they would have lost a long time ago. These products go hand in hand. If we don't have belief that these cards are worth money, then people exit the game, say it's not worth anything, I'm not spending that kind of cash to play it. So what Wizards should go ahead and do is actually expand the reserve list. They need to make it bigger. They need to include new cards right up until today's date. With the tens of thousands of cards that Wizards creates every couple of years, there is an easy fix to expanding the reserve list. They've just got to add 4 or 5 cards a year. Do a mega announcement on a big, huge webline thing saying, hey, check this out. Today's inductees to the new reserve list are. Picture how that news would be. It adds another facet to Wizards' wheel of products. Wizards could decide how and when this happened. They could say, as a simple solution off the top of my head, hey, any foil extended card, so let's just say Renin 7 from the new Midnight Hunt, that form of card on the full art extended will never be reprinted in form and function of that type, only in a regular card frame. So that means that that particular Renin 7 will never get reprinted, but the regular one still will. Imagine how players will feel knowing that that card is now protected. It will always have a certain OG original power factor feel to players collecting those cards. It would add another facet to collecting, which means it means better sales for Wizards products when people believe in that product. The more that Wizards of the Coast raises values, when they charge us more to buy their products, when they raise the bar each and every year saying, this is a new draft box price, this is the new collector box price, this is the new brawl pack price, this is the new pioneer price, these are the new commander decks. I understand it's a lot of products. I had to get a lot out there. When they do this, if we don't have belief that these cards have value in the secondary market, nobody likes to buy a $40 card, play with it for a year and a half, and then have it lose 70% of its value on the secondary market when it rotates out. But imagine if some of those cards out of all those sets, just some of them, went into a new expanded reserve list and maybe not just taking the whole card off the market, but a particular version of that card, or an uncommon, or a rare. It couldn't be a common, but I would say rares and mythics only. However you want to decide to do it, Wizards, you go ahead. But think about the confidence that would instill in players who happen to be lucky enough to open a pack like that from some random booster pack, which they're already gambling on. It would add different financial values to Wizards products going forward. It would allow Wizards to raise the price of their products knowing that there is financial backing and security for the players who are investing in these products. When I buy a pack and I open it, most times I go, meh, nowadays. I still enjoy the cards, but I realize most of these cards are not going to have long-term value going forward. They're going to lose value each and every year, and every nick and ding or anything that goes wrong with them makes it even worse. A lot of these cards end up in bulk bins, never to see the light of day again. But imagine, you go ahead and you open up a Midnight Hunt, and maybe Unnatural Growth is a new addition to that reserve list that year. And that card, maybe it's still only a $6, $7 card, but it also has the distinction 10 years from now of still being reserve list. So that version of it you happen to get maybe now worth $26 or $36. Just like the original reserve list, how things expanded took time. It took growth. But if Wizards did this going forward year after year, if they said, hey, we're going to go back to 2000, whatever set, we're going to go back to Marcadian Mask, we're going to pick 4 cards from every year going forward, from those years back, and add all those cards to the reserve list. That's only 180 cards. Less, I think. Somewhere around 180 cards they'd be adding to the reserve list. That's not a crazy thing to do. And then if they added 4 more cards each year, maybe 1 card from each set, imagine how the confidence would build as players play the game. This card game is already getting expensive. It's already hit that kind of factor where a lot of players feel they can't afford it. But if you had one of those expensive cards, you had a card that was now on the reserve list, at least if you spent the money, you won't feel as bad about getting it, will you? Because you're like, hey, I have 1 or 2 of these cards now. I just feel that this is a good route, a good way for Wizards to go ahead and expand people's financial stability in the secondary market when they buy Wizards products. If I want to play this game just to play it, you can go in Arena and play it for free. You can just grind it out, not spend anything. But Wizards, if you want me to buy your paper products and spend a fortune doing it, you need to do something to instill the confidence in that market, or why am I buying it? What's going to make me go in there as a player and spend $150, $160 a box going forward? I know for some people that's not a lot of money, but for a lot of people, it is a lot of money and it does cost a lot. That gambling factor is getting pretty far out there when you have foil, foil extended, regular foil, non-regular foil. You see, it just keeps going. So it has to be some way of telling where these values are going in the future. Wizards, to build on this stability, would need to do this soon, go back, and start building it forward. Then you'd have players looking at their cards again, being excited about some of the cool cards maybe they had from even 10 years ago and go, wow, Avacyn Angel of Hope from the original will never be back in that art frame again. That's cool. Wizards could get on this and do it pretty quickly. And then going forward, this would become part of Magic News every year. This is something people would report on to see what the new inductees into the reserve list would be. And after those cards were inducted each year, players would be excited about maybe having 1 or 2 of those cards. I think it would be win-win across the board. Now remember, they could still reprint these cards in other colors or variations, but not the original, not the OG. We already know the OGs probably aren't coming back. A lot of these cards Wizards prints never see the light of day again. So why not let Wizards take advantage of that? Expand the reserve list to add a few cards in. Maybe just a certain piece of artwork can't be reprinted. I don't know how they would go about doing it, but it lets me know they would have options. And Wizards would do what is best for Wizards to make them money. They don't have to pick the best cards from that set or the most overly played cards, right? Because that doesn't benefit them later. But they could choose the odd one, the odd amazing card, and say, we're not going to reprint it in that art or framework again, only in this regular edition. That allows everyone to win. It lets your investor players go forward. It lets new players coming in say, hey, some of the cards I do get here could be worth money later on, actually have value even after it rotates out, and now maybe I can trade into better cards. There's a lot that could be done by doing this, Wizards, and I hope you're paying attention to my video. I know most people at this point have clicked this video off, thumbs down big time, because there's a lot of people who really believe the reserve list should not be here. I get that. But I think this is a safe and fair way to go about expanding, building player confidence, building investor confidence, and building the player base for people coming in when you're asking them to spend this kind of money on your products, Wizards. I hope this actually gets a lot of views. I hope this goes all over the place and people recognize it for what it is, a conversation that should be being had by a lot of people at Wizards who probably aren't. I understand that. But it'd be a great way for us to negotiate and say, hey, you want me to spend this kind of money? Give me some player confidence. How do I know these cards will have any value? They didn't cost you any more to print them. How do I know any of the cards I'm buying are going to have value later on, Wizards? You're asking me to spend this kind of money? Prove to me they're going to have value later. That was done with the reserve list, with reprint equity. Wizards is getting to that point again with the speed in which they're doing this. Wizards, pay attention, please. Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I really hope everyone enjoyed the video today. I can't wait to see the comment section and see what people think. This is going to be an epic one. Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Have a great day. And of course, a big shout out goes out to each and every one of my amazing patrons. You make the world go round. You know it's true. Never disrespect the patrons because they're the reason this channel exists. Thanks again, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard, everyone. I'm just dodging things in case people are throwing things at the screen after recommending expanding the reserve list. Just gotta make sure you guys aren't tossing stuff at me. Whew. You know how it can be. I don't know, guys. Thanks a lot for making it to the end of the video. Really glad you guys tuned in this far and made it to the end. Congratulations to you. Double thumbs up. Double thumbs up you made it this far. And you know what? We'll see what people say. This video may get no views at all, but maybe it will. Maybe some people will listen out there. I think expansion might be the way to go. Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Have a great one.